Alright, so apparently we got a new Master Duel ban list, and this one's announced pretty early into the month. Normally, with these Master Duel bans announcements, they wait until well into the last week of the month, like when the season's almost practically over, to announce these ban lists. So the fact that we still have over a week left in the month is this is a pretty early announcement as far as Master Duel standards goes. And this is I haven't looked at the ban list yet. This is going to be like a blind reaction, but normally these ban lists that aren't on Duelist Cup months, like we just had the Duelist Cup last month, we already had a big ban list, quote unquote a big ban list, right directly after the Duelist Cup. Usually these ban lists that come directly after aren't very big ban lists, like there aren't very many drastic changes. But I got a lot of pings on Discord about this, so apparently maybe a bit more is happening on this one. I don't know, maybe that also explains why we got it so early this month, but you know, let's get into it. So number one, Morphing Jar 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know Morphing Jar was still limited. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I thought this was already at 3, but yeah, this is cards at 1 in the TCG, 2 in the OCG, and 3 in Master Duel. Man, just Konami can't make up their minds on where this card should be. This doesn't matter. Cyber Jar, so yeah. So Cyber now Cyber Jar, it's at 2 in the TCG and 1 in the OCG. Man, Konami cannot make up their minds about the jars. Anyways, these see zero play. These don't really matter. Alibur 2 to 3. I can see it. I mean, there's really not much difference between Alibur at 2 and Alibur at 3 in branded, because there's like 5,000 ways to search for branded fusion. So really, this would just probably replace the whatever copies of Keeper of Dragon Magic you were running in the first place, and replace them with Alibur, because that's basically did the same thing. So yeah, it's a brute branded buff, and Bystial Sarnier. Hold up. Okay. Okay. So this is actually a bigger deal for branded, because Sarnier is the best Bystial in branded. Also, this is the second best Bystial in Dragon Link as well. I know nobody cares about Dragon Link, but this is interesting. Bystials, depending on what comes next month, Bystials might actually be good in a format. And when Bystials are good and you can run Sarnier in decks that can benefit off Sarnier, like branded and Dragon Link, then we'll see. This is a interesting change. It's a lot of branded buffs though. Destiny Heroes. All right, cool. Nobody's. I hope you had fun with Dragoon while it lasted. You know, Dragoon had like 1 month or 2 months to be relevant in Master Duel. I think really now, if you're gonna pick between Dragoon and like the DPE, Destiny Hero Phoenix, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, I think it's like no contest now. I think DPE is way better now that we have Celestial. Like, why you can Pot of Greed on the following turn versus running 3 extra bricks. Like Fusion Destiny is at 3, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Fusion Destiny is at 3. And you know, the difference between Fusion Destiny and Red Eyes Fusion is that Fusion Destiny is a good draw. You can draw this. This is an extender. Use it. You hard draw this. You don't even have to make Verta. You just make Fusion Destiny. You just use Fusion Destiny at the end of your turn, and you can have a DP on top of your end board. What happens when you draw Red Eyes Fusion? When you draw Red Eyes Fusion, Jesus Christ. Yeah. When you draw Red Eyes Fusion, you can't do shit for the turn you draw this. So this is a Garnet. So yeah. Yeah, this is less DPE, way better than Dragoon right now. I don't think it's gonna make the difference though. I think most decks probably aren't gonna run either. What's branded opening to the? Okay, so we're just giving branded everything back. Is branded fusion coming back to 3 next? Is there branded fusion next? Okay, no, there's no branded fusion. So opening to 2 and opening to 3, Alibur to 3, starting here to 3. So yeah, branded is. Wow, I didn't expect them to unhit Brandon, I'm gonna be honest, but you know, cool. Everybody, I guess April's 20-hour branded guide, brief guide, is more relevant now. So, has to be. Hold up, yo. Holy shit! I don't have a face cam. I'm sorry, you can't see my face right now. Yeah, this. I nearly shit my pants right now. What? Yeah, awesome. So, we got the Mulch armies, Maxx C to 2. Now, okay, so right now, Maxx C from 3 to 2, I'm gonna be honest, does not make that much of a difference. I'm gonna be honest. You went from like 6 or 9 Maxx Cs to 5 or 8 Maxx Cs. What I'm interested in is see what happens next, because we could follow the route of OCG and just keep put Maxx C at 2, but just keep Maxx C at 2 forever and ever, and just leave it there like OCG seems to be doing right now, or Copium. I'm like huffing my gas right now. Master Duel might take the progressive approach and might do more frequent hits to Maxx C when we get. I'm not gonna get my hopes up that much, but you know, this is a good change. Objectively, less copies of Maxx C being in the game. It's a good thing. It's just, man, what's next? We might come back to this. Sangan Kaiman 3. Yeah, this is. I'm surprised they didn't hit this. Like when they tried to hit Tenpai, I'm surprised they didn't hit it like this. So here's the thing: Tenpai, even with one Sangan summoning and one Chandra, is the most played deck in the game by far. There's stats to prove it. So let's get Untapped. So the tier list. Yeah, tier list. Let's go to all master rank. Tenpai Dragon is at 17% popularity. This is like 1% lower than it was at full power last month. The usage rate for Tenpai Dragon has not dropped at all since the ban list. So if you're wondering why they're doing more hits than the Tenpai, like Tenpai is just as good as it saw pretty much almost the exact same play rate as it did pre-hit. So like they obviously need if their intention with the bans was to reduce the play rate of Tenpai and to make Tenpai weaker, like yeah, they need to do more Tenpai hits. So this is understandable. Eventually, it's probably gonna go to 1, honestly, because I there's a chance Tenpai is still gonna be the most played deck, even with just 2 Kaiman, because you know there's 30 other cards in the deck that the deck can run that are all hand trapped and board breakers. You know that's yeah, Nightmare Throne to 3. Interesting. So now, opening of the Spirit Gates is still at 2, right? Opening of the Spirit Gates and Dark Beckoning Beast are all at 2. So interesting. Now, this is definitely a Yubel hit, although this frankly does not matter too much because we have this card called Period Rise Map. And Period Rise Map basically searches every single target that Nightmare Throne and Opening of the Spirit Gates already does. So if you weren't running 3 Period Rise Map before, you're gonna run 3 now. But I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference for Yubel. Honestly, this is probably the least consequential hit out of all the semi-limits so far. It is definitely a hit. Like Yubel's gonna brick a little more sometimes. You know, sometimes they might start the duel with 4k life points instead of 8k, which I don't know, might make a difference, but probably not. At least they're acknowledging Yubel being like an issue, because you saw Yubel was the second most played deck by far. Yubel and Tenpai are the only 2 decks that have double-digit terms usage rates, like in terms of popularity, like 10% and 17%. Everything else is like single digits and like below 10%. So yeah, I can see why they try to hit Yubel, although admittedly this won't make that much of a difference. And cards to be limited. It's anti-spell. That should have been at 1 to begin with. Every single floodgate is at 1 or banned. So I don't know why anti-spell was at 2 for some reason. Like that was, yeah, good. Cards to be forbidden. Rip, fucking finally, thank you. This should have happened last banlist. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Draco Slayer was like the 4th most played deck in the 4th best deck in the Duelist Cup, and its literally goal is just to print out Secret Village to spellcasters. Like what? This card, no, get this shit out of here. Also, another Dragoon hit, by the way. Rip Dragoon. That was fun while it lasted. I don't think, and the Dragoon usage rate about to plummet with the unbanning of Celestial and the banning of Secret Village. Is there more? Summon. Oh yeah, fuck off, bro. Thank you. the most toxic part of the Tenpai meta was everyone maining these floodgates, especially summon limit. It's like, oh cool, I go first, you gotta open 3 hand traps to stop me. And if you do open 3 hand traps, what if I hard open the summon limit in Voice's voice, and then you still lose anyway? So yeah, F this card. Or these cards all should be at 1 or ideally banned, but you know, we'll take the 1 anti-spell if it means banning 2 other floodgates. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so overall, this doesn't change in terms of the grand scope of the meta. I don't think this changes too much. Like Tenpai lost 1 Sangan summoning, or 1 Sangan Kaiman, and Yubel lost half of a starter in Nightmare Throne, which can be easily replaced by other cards. And then Branded got a buff, so you know, Branded and you know, maybe a slight Dragon Link buff. We'll wait for a format where Bystials are good for that deck to come back. But yeah, and then banning some talks to floodgates, you know, good. And yeah, that's biggest thing though is this card. I'm excited to see what how Master Duel handles Maxx C. If they handle it like the OG or if they take their own approach. But yeah, that's interesting.